So I interviewed this one guy, Swidik. He was a Muslim imam in Rwanda. You can see him on my podcast. You can hear him talking about it. Okay, so he's not a believer in Jesus. He was actually an apologist for Islam. So he would fight in the streets against Christians, why they were wrong, and amazing story. His mom was a Hutu, his dad was a Tutsi. Oh, wow. During the genocide, ripped their family apart. He ended up a street kid at age 8, doing cocaine, dealing cocaine, and then there's this whole experience where he has a mental breakdown, and these people from the Anglican Church pray for him, and he's healed. It was like a Nebuchadnezzar kind of
Wow.
And he's healed, and he didn't know what to do with that, and then like a year and a half later, he gets blood cancer. And it's 4th stage blood cancer. And so they put him on palliative care. He's going to die. And his mom actually worshiped the African goddess Beko. His dad was a sheikh, so an imam in the Muslim faith. And he had become an imam. Nothing the Muslims do could heal him. Nothing Beko could do could heal him. His mom, out of desperation, knowing that he had been healed after they prayed, in Jesus' name, goes to the Anglican Church and says, will you ask Jesus, your God, to heal him? And they said, yes, we will, but you need to pray to him too. Swidik dies, and he is in this hellish place. He called it, he said to me, it was like a slaughterhouse. That's the way he described it. And these 3 human-like but very distorted creatures come in, one with an axe, one with a scythe and a bucket, and they're about to like put the axe through his chest. It's like a torture. And he says, into this room steps this man of light in a robe with a beard, and he holds out his hands, and in his wrists are holes, and light coming out of them, and light coming out of him into me, Swidik said, like looking right through every part of me. And he said, and I felt a peace and a warmth, because he was terrified, and suddenly he's at peace. And he said, I knew who this was. And he knew because when the Passion of the Christ had come to Kigali, Rwanda, he'd been given 3 free movie tickets, and that was one of them. And even though he didn't want to see something about Jesus, he wanted his full money's worth, so he went. And Jesus says to him, he never said, I'm Jesus. But I mean, he knows. He said, I died for mankind. You are among those I died for. Never deny it again, and tell everyone. And Swidik sits up, and a sheet falls off his face, and suddenly there are all these people screaming and running, and he's like, what's going on? And he had died that evening. It was the next morning, and it was his burial. He looks down to the right, and there's a grave dug.
Wow.
And he goes, Jesus is here. Jesus saved me. Jesus brought me back from hell. And half the Muslims are just freaked out, and half of them came to faith that day. But here's the thing. He is now an Anglican pastor and has had 7 attempts on his life, including by his father.
Wow.
Because you can't become a Christian out of
certain
Islam.
Yeah.
So what motivates him to keep doing that?
Yeah. This was,
and he's still going at it today. He's a great young guy.
Wow.
But my point is, he's not the only one who has seen the risen Jesus and the holes. He keeps the scars. He keeps the holes because they are the sign of his love.
Wow.
They're the reminder of the
awesome.
price he would pay
awesome.
for every one of us.